Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Harper Sports. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, NASCAR Cup Series Cookout 400, Richmond International Raceway, 400 laps, 300 miles, 3 stages, 70, 160, and 170. In the last 10 Richmond races, Toyota has 6 wins, 2 by Ford, 2 by Chevrolet. This is the 134th race at Richmond for the NASCAR Cup Series. First race was in 1953. We started the fall race in 1958. From 1976 through 2021, this race was never earlier than September 6th, never later than September 12th. We talked a lot about a point in time in this sport where basically copy-paste the schedule. There's a prime example. You just change the date based on leap years and years. In 2 seasons, it was on the 22nd and the 21st, but other than that, from 1976 through 2021, between September 6th, September 12th. Last year it was in August. This is the first time the fall race has ever been in July. What that can matter is weather, hot, slick track. We've seen tonight on the Truck Series race, delayed by lightning in the area. Now the thunderstorms and stuff because it was so hot. Alright, last year top 5 in the first stage was William Byron, Kyle Larson, Ross Chastain, Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano. Second stage was Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, William Byron, Martin Truex Jr., Ross Chastain. Top 10 in the race was Kyle Larson, Josh Berry, Ross Chastain. This was when Josh Berry was 7 for the 9 for Chase Elliott. Christopher Bell 4th, Kevin Harvick, Michael McDowell, Joey Logano, Alex Bowman, Ty Gibbs, and Brad Keselowski. The average running position of the drivers last year, of the spring race, was William Byron averaged 3.36 all day, Kyle Larson 3.89, Ross Chastain 5.24, Alex Bowman 5.53, Christopher Bell 6.21, Martin Truex Jr. 6.73, Kevin Harvick 8.28, Brad Keselowski 9.4, Denny Hamlin 9.96, and Ty Gibbs 13.02. Having 9 drivers, average running position was top 10. You get stage points that way, and you have a good finish at the end of the day, hopefully. Drivers laps in the top 15. The 3 highest was Kyle Larson. All 400 laps was in the top 15 all day. Alex Bowman 399 laps, and Ross Chastain 394. We had 8 cautions for 54 laps. Now, I like to do different comparisons, and here's, like I said, there's a website I've talked about where I go and it talks about similar tracks. So I'm going to do the last 3 races at Richmond, which is the 2 last year in the spring race this year. Those are the next gen era. And then similar tracks, which is New Hampshire, Phoenix, and Gateway. We do the last 10 races, including Richmond. And then flat tracks. This is a pretty flat track. And so I'm going to look at the flat tracks, how the drivers go, and then my picks actually come out of a combination of those. So in the last 3 Richmond races, Kevin Harvick 2.6 and a win, Christopher Bell 4.0, Kyle Larson 6.6 and a win, Martin Truex Jr. 7.3, Denny Hamlin 8.3 and a win, Chase Elliott 9.5, Joey Logano 10.0, Kyle Busch 10.6, Alex Bowman 12.0, William Byron 12.6. Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin are both on that list. You think they'll be racing for the win again? I'm going to say it. Like I said it before. I'm going to say it again. That was pure racing. There's nothing that happened that Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson hasn't done himself. Not only to his teammate Chase Elliott at Watkins Glen 2 years ago, but to Bubba Wallace last year at Vegas. Same type of racing. I'm sorry, Kyle Larson. If you don't like the way you got raced, don't race people that way either. Alright, on those similar tracks, Kevin Harvick 7.6 and a win, Joe Logano 8.8 and 2 wins, Kyle Larson 10.0 and a win, Ryan Blaney 10.1, Christopher Bell 10.4 and a win, Martin Truex Jr. 10.5 and a win, Kyle Busch 10.5 and a win, Denny Hamlin 11.8 and a win, William Byron 12.5 and a win, Ross Chastain 13.0, and then Chase Briscoe 14.1 with a win. That's the last 10 races on New Hampshire, Phoenix, Richmond, and Gateway. Those are tracks that are similar to Richmond. Now on flat tracks, this includes those tracks plus Nashville, plus Pocono. Because there is a different mindset racing, and there's also a different setup for cars and trucks on the flatter tracks versus the bank tracks. Kyle Larson, 9.1 and 2 wins. Christopher Bell, 9.7 and 2 wins. Denny Hamlin, 9.7 and 3 wins. Chase Elliott, 9.9 and 2 wins. You can argue if it's 2 or 3 for Chase or 2 or 3 for Denny. Because of Pocono last year, technically he was DQ'd, finished 36th. But we don't know if that piece of tape made that big a difference. So when I did these stats, I treated it as if he won that race with an asterisk. Joey Logano, 10.1 and 2 wins. Mark Truex Jr., 10.8 in a win. Kevin Harvick, 11.2 in a win. Ross Chastain, 11.9 in a win. Kyle Larson, 12.6, and then Ryan Blaney, 12.7. With 5 races left in the playoffs, we have Richmond. We got Michigan, Daytona, and 2 road courses. And we know Shane Van Gisselberg and then, Brody Kostaki are going to be at Indy Road Course. Austin Hill's going to be at Indy Road Course. Kumakashi, I think is how you say his name, he's going to be there in the 67 for 2311. So yeah, anybody that thinks that that's a pure win for Chase Elliott, I don't know. Anybody that thinks that's a pure win for AJ Allmendinger, I don't know. It could be fun. Alright, let's look at the points. So, we know 3 wins for Martin Truex Jr., 4 wins for William Byron. William Byron is actually 30 points out of the regular season points lead. He had a 60-point penalty earlier in the season. So, in my opinion, if William Byron's able to win the regular season points despite that penalty, NASCAR needs to relook at the penalty structure. I don't think it's fair for somebody to get a 60-point penalty and still be able to win the regular season championship. I think there needs to be an additional penalty there that if you get an L1, L2, or L3 penalty, you're not eligible to win the regular season title. Don't ban it from playoffs and anything like that. You're just not able to win the regular season title. Because that's an extra 5 bonus points that he lost that he's basically getting back over his finishing second. I disagree with that. I think it should be, you can't win the regular season title, that's it. You can finish second, that's fine. But you can't win the regular season title. Denny Hamlin, 3rd with 2 wins, 55 points out of the regular season title. Remember, he had a 25-point penalty as well for him, not the car. So the 11 team can win the championship, the owner's side, but he can't win. But yeah, he's going to be down on the driver's side. The owner's side is not. So that could actually come out to play later in the playoffs, where the 11 car makes the next round for the owner's side, but he doesn't be in the driver's side. Christopher Bell, 4th with a win. He's 75 points out of the regular season title. We got Ross Chastain with a win. Kyle Busch with 3 wins. Kyle Larson with 2 wins. Kevin Harvick plus 163. Ryan Blaney with a win. Joe Logano, Tyler Reddick each with a win. Brett Keselowski plus 111. Now remember, you basically 59 points is kind of the cutoff. So if you have a 59-point lead, you clinch, because you cannot lose more than 59 points. Because the most points you can earn is 60. The least points you can earn is 1. So right now, Kevin Harvick's got about a 2.5 race lead over to make the playoffs. So once we get down to 2 or 3 races, he'll clinch without a win. Chris Buescher plus 111. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 14th with a win. Then we come to the Hornets' Nest. We got Bubba Wallace plus 27, qualified 5th today. That's amazing for them. Michael McDowell plus 17, they're in 6th. In 7th place, the big controversy of the week, AJ Allmendinger minus 17. So, AJ Allmendinger went over to Road America and finished 6th. The goal was trophy hunt. We all know this. Chris Rice, Matt Collick, they're all about trophy hunt. That's their thing. We're trophy hunters. I don't have a problem with it. Because here's the thing. Derek Krause qualified the car. We all know he qualified 36th. We all know that was basically for a pit stall, which kind of, only a couple pit stops. Like 3 people lost their pit selection because of failing pre-race inspection. So they didn't get to pick that high. AJ Allmendinger said himself he's not good at Richmond. The numbers prove it. 17 points. Come on, guys. If the owner of the teams, again, it's all Kaulig Racing. If Matt Kaulig himself, I'm fine with it. Chris Rice, the president of Kaulig Racing, yeah, let's go for fun. Action Industries, which is the sponsor on the Cup car, and I'm not sure the sponsor on the 10 car was. If everybody signed off on it, why are fans having an issue with it? It's what AJ wanted. AJ loves road courses, and that's one of his favorite road courses for America. So if he stays 17th, minus 17, he loses points, gain points. To me, it's what he wanted, so no one should care. Daniel Suarez minus 23, Ty Gibbs minus 28, Alex Bowman minus 46, Chase Elliott minus 56, Austin Cindric minus 60. Those are the guys within a race, basically, of the getting in the playoffs. Justin Haley minus 62, pointing his way in might be difficult. Todd Gilliland, Eric Almirola 25th, 103 points out. With 5 races left, I don't know if you can point yourself into that. Corey LaJoie, Ryan Preece, Eric Jones, Harrison Burton, Austin Dillon, Chase Briscoe, Ty Dillon, and Noah Gragson. Those are the 33 drivers that are playoff eligible. What that means is they've attempted to qualify for every race. If they've missed races, they were granted a waiver by NASCAR. So if they win, they're in. So Noah Gragson, Ty Dillon, Chase Briscoe, the bottom 3, if they win any of the next 5 races, they're automatically in the playoffs. Done. That drops that cut line down. Now, is it likely one of those drivers to win? Possible. Only time will tell. So, they are also racing for position. The higher you are in points, the more money you make. And the sport, we all know, is based around money. Eric Jones had a 60-point penalty for that L1 penalty. He would have been 24th in points if it wasn't for that penalty. Now he's 28th. Austin Dillon had a 60-point penalty. He'd have been 25th in points if it wasn't for the penalty. Now he's 30th. Chase Briscoe, he's 198 points out. Playoffs. He was given a 120-point L3 penalty, the first L3 penalty in the history of NASCAR. He would have been 24th in points, 68 out if it wasn't for that penalty. But now he's 31st, 198 out. So these guys are still racing for position back there. They still can finish, if they don't make the playoffs, as high as 17th. Because anyone that's not in the top 16, they can finish as high as 17th. Once you're in the top 16, the lowest you can finish is 16th. You can finish between 5th and 16th. So if you're the first one out of the playoffs after the first 3 races, and you go on a tear, you can still finish as high as 5th in points. So, alright, NASCAR Fantasy Live. I'm actually in 5 leagues in NASCAR Fantasy Live. My 2 top ones is the, oh goodness gracious, I forgot the name of the league I'm in. Let me pull my fantasy team out. Normally I do the same lineup across the board. Today is a little different. So I'm in the Team D League, Team D NASCAR. I'm in NASCAR America Motor Mouse. I'm in NASCAR Fantasy Fastlane. I'm in NASCAR Fantasy Racing Preview, so Sirius XM FRP, which I'm actually 624th, which is kind of cool. And then I'm in the MRN Inside Line. Those are my 5 leagues. The TRD League and then the XM FRP League are kind of my 2 top leagues, and I'm in the other ones. So what I've done this week is I've done 2 different fantasy lineups. So the Fantasy Racing Preview League and then the TMD League, I have basically each lineup in one of those. In the TMD League, I am doing all Toyotas. Denny Hamlin, Ty Gibbs, Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, Martin Truex Jr., and Bubba Wallace is in the garage. In the Fantasy Racing Preview League, I'm doing Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, William Byron, Tyler Reddick, Martin Truex Jr., and Kevin Harvick in the garage. So before the end of Stage 2, I gotta actually go into each league now and make sure I change who I'm going to move, if I'm going to move that garage pick or anything, but I thought it'd be something different. Go to all Toyotas, all 6 Toyotas, and see what happens. My 4 picks to win the Cookout 400 at Richmond: Kevin Harvick, Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson, and Denny Hamlin. You like I did Larson Hamlin? Yeah, that can come down to 1-2. Yeah, I think it's going to be funny if it does. And then Harvick goes around on the inside and passes them both. But anyway, that is the Cookout 400 preview. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.